If you look at it, as we boys transition into our middle or teenage years, we're under peer pressure to excel at sports. You're under get going in baseball, get going in football. Girls, as they transform into this, they're under peer pressure to look more like the teen pop idol. And when they can't get there or be popular in school and they can't get there, where do they turn to? They turn to something that's going to make them happy, and unfortunately, it's the food.
They're taking comfort in food. Whereas the boys, it's just like when you get into your teenage years, it's just kind of an extension of your younger years because most boys start playing sports younger on. With girls, it's new territory. They haven't been there before, so things get a little bit wild. And you know that because you work with a lot of families that have these problems.
One of the best...
And you have a daughter, right?
Yes, and one of the best ones was my niece, who's 13 years old, who was once, unfortunately, obese and is now just a beautiful girl. She'll tell you flat out, she goes, girls at this age, 12 to 13, they get made fun of when they go and play sports. You know, what's that? So they become so less active. And as they can't become popular, and they can't, psychologically, depression sneaks in, and or a stress in their life sneaks in. So what do they turn to? Comfort. They're not being active, so they turn to food. So they're taking in 3,000, maybe 4,000 calories a day, Kev, and they're sitting all day long, not doing anything. And the unhealthy food choices that they're eating are adding to the equation of obesity. It's skyrocketing. So what
is there anything wrong with taking comfort in eating good stuff, though? I mean, you can't overindulge in apples and bananas and oranges now, can you?
No, absolutely not. And we can let people get back to an imbalance of, okay, some things are unhealthy, some things are healthy, but we got to be active, Kev. We got to do things. We can't sit all day long in front of the TV or the computer. And we as a parent in the communities, in the school, have got to be more responsible and keep our fingers on the pulse of what's happening to our kids as
get us started, because usually by the time we react, it's usually after we have a pretty serious problem. There's our sister, there's our daughter, she's big, she has a problem, it's causing other health problems. And then it's a lot more work. At that point,
to get them back from there.
Get us started on recovering and getting back to not model thin, but just healthy thin.
Well, there's a lot of big stages we can do, but as a parent, what we can do right now is, you know, the MP3 players that your kids are listening to and they're downloading to, have them listen to that, have them dance. Why can't they go dancing when they come home from...
It's pretty good exercise, isn't it?
Right inside the house, okay? And or just go for a walk. Have your daughter do this, a teenage daughter. Go buy her 4 or 5 cards and have her put invitations on them and send them out to friends. Have a walking club after school. 5 or 6 girls go on a walk for an hour. Think of how much fun that would be for them. At the same time, they're burning calories. Do something different for them. Start teaching your kids how to do physical activity, not weightlifting and running marathons. Just get up and move. How about wash the car and pay your daughter or your son $5 to do it? Simple, right? Go walk the dog. Work around the yard. Just get off the couch, make sure they turn off the TV, and get them moving again.
Do you think this obesity thing in some ways caught up to us? Because you can go back like 10 years ago, and there was all this pressure to look model thin, like the nice pinup girls and everything. But a lot of people said, well, we should be happy with who we are. We should be comfortable in our skin, even if we are a little bit pudgy. Do you think the pendulum swung so far that we kind of let kids get a little bit too fat before our very eyes and didn't say, hey, look, there's a problem here?
Well, yeah, and that goes
There's a little too much loving ourselves and feel good.
And that goes to the big equation of what I'm trying to work on with my radio show and trying to work with local and federal, local governments to try to work on certain bills to push out to get education back into the schools and to educate the parents on how to simplify healthier eating ways and get the kids active again. Now, we've got to keep our fingers on the pulse, and we have a responsibility to teach our kids that the most important thing to them is how they feel and the families feel about them. Show your daughter the most important opinion about her is her and how your mom and dad feel. Not about how Mary feels or somebody, or you can't look like the girl on some popular TV show.
Attitude is everything.
Absolutely.
But they got to be eating right, and we got to get them exercising too.
Yep, simple. Very simple.
For more information on Mike, or if you want to ask him a health question, log on to www.askmike.net.